Good evening to you. I have been having such a problem with YouTube the last times that I've tried to make a video. It always stops. So I switched and I'm going to try this on Google Chrome and hopefully it will work. I like to give you a overview every few weeks and hopefully this is of benefit to you. I've taken these online courses before myself. I actually told you before I have a degree in the teaching and writing, a master's degree from San Diego State University in California, and I lived out there for 7 years. And in 2007 to 2010, I decided to go back to school, and I went to Chatham University in Pittsburgh and received a master's degree in professional writing. And when you get to the sort of the mid-career time of your working life, it's always good to refresh yourself. One of the faculty from Derry Area School District, Glenn Kavanaugh, who was great, he went to an IUP Summer Institute and received a certificate, and he was there all summer in creative writing. And he said, wow, it really refreshed me and it made me a much, much better teacher. And I always remembered that. So I thought, it would be good for me to go back to school and learn something. And when you work for a college or if you work for many businesses, they will actually pay you, pay for your tuition to go to school, and then you even get an increase in your salary. So it's a great incentive. So if your employer does that, always consider it because it's worthwhile. I also have taken probably 15 or 16 courses here at WCCC. This summer I've taken Human Growth and Development, I've taken Abnormal Psychology, CPT 150, CPT 151, CPT 190, and a variety of I took Visio, a variety of other classes. The only reason why I mention that is it's good to expand your skills and it's good to learn. But while I was at Chatham, I did have to make these YouTube videos, which I found to be helpful. I also had to start to use Audacity, which is these MP3 files, which are good for me as well and good for students. And then I learned how to blog, how to create a wiki. A blog is a web blog. You can actually create a blog if you like a certain topic, There's a person in the library that used to work in the library named Wendy, and her cousin has bicycled all over the world. And so he has a blog called Cycling Simmons, where he just writes about where he bicycles and what he sees and so on. Tom Steiner used to work at the college. His daughter went to Vienna with a college class. And so she did a blog about her experience over there, which actually was pretty neat. So I just wanted to mention, like I said, in going to school, it develops and really does enhance your skills as a whole. Now, I wanted to mention to you what we have to do for the next weeks. And if you have any questions, then naturally you can ask me. For this Friday the 14th, you have to evaluate good and bad written instructions. And so, again, think of, a desk that you bought, or like if you have a computer or a printer, a child's toy, a piece of exercise equipment or whatnot. That would be something, that you could evaluate. And you have to look at format, visuals, and level of detail. So those are the points of criteria. For next Friday, for the 21st, you're going to have to write a proposal on what you're going to be doing your written instructions on. And so for this class, you are going to have to create written instructions on something that you can do at a fairly, competent level of detail. I've had lots of people that did sports related or first aid, but also something that they're very good at, whether if it's origami or fixing a car, tuning up a motorcycle, like with, I had somebody that did vein puncture, as far as drawing blood from a person, you name it. I mean, as long as you're pretty good at it, I mean, cooking, baking, fixing something around the house, anything like that is really, really helpful. If you don't have to call a plumber or someone to your house, if you just know how to even replace the flapper in the interior in your toilet, that saves you a pretty good amount of money. So sometimes tackling some of these home jobs is pretty helpful. even if you look at the Home Depot or Lowe's, they have written instructions at their sites, but they also have videos as far as how to install a hardwood floor, or ceramic tile, or installing a toilet, putting in a new shower head and things like that. So those are the types of topics that you can write about. But something, like I said, that you're good at, something you enjoy doing. I have a student now that likes to make beer, and so he's going to be writing about making beer effectively. I had a person in the summertime that enjoyed deer hunting, and so he wrote about scouting for and getting a nice sized buck in archery season, which is specifically a challenge because I mean you have to get fairly close to shoot a deer with a bow and arrow, but that's what he wrote about, and that's something he's done. I've had people that loved fly tying, for fishing. And they did how to do that, how to tie flies. And I thought, boy, that was, fascinating. I had a woman in this class that did, that she had like these kind of animals. I don't know if they were alpacas or whatever, but how she would shear them and then how she would make the wool, to put on a spool. And it was just fascinating. So I've really learned a great deal from teaching this class. And I just find it to be, a wonderful experience overall. Now, just to go forward to the end of the month, for your consumer report, you have to do a summary of sources for that. If you look in the back of your red booklet, you just have to write me a memorandum, and you have to send me 4 sources that you found for your consumer report. And with that, try to think of what you've done for research. So, like, I recently bought a new vehicle, so I looked at the Honda CR-V, the Subaru Outback, and the Subaru Forester, and inevitably chose the Forester. But I went to like Bowser, Subaru. I looked at Consumer Reports. I went to Dean Honda in West Mifflin. Went to Auto by Tel. Kelley Blue Book. Oh gosh, I went to Car and Driver, the Subaru website, Honda website, a bunch of sources. But basically all you have to do is give me a synopsis of 4 sources you found and indicate what they say about the brands and products that you are looking at, the pros and cons and so on. And anyhow, that's what it is. So there is an example in our red booklet by Matt McDermott, and there's another one in there as well, because I was just looking at those in my class today. They're sort of at the very end. So just wanted to mention that to you. There's a discussion board posting. You have to do one by the 26th, and the second posting by the 28th. And then finally, the written instructions we do for Friday, April the 4th. And if those are pretty large, you can just send them as a PDF file. Of course, you can send them as a Word document. Don't send them as a rich text format document. That is a little bit large. So email them as one or the other. And hopefully, like I said, they'll turn out pretty well for you, and you'll enjoy them. Make sure, if you can, use your own visuals. It's better to do those rather than use clip art or pictures from the internet. So that's about it. And then as we get into April, I'll post the announcement for the last weeks of class. Thank you.